Good morning, good morning, good morning, beautiful souls. Wow, we've definitely hit winter with this beautiful winter day. Have decided to curl myself up inside today and do lots of work in my office and my room. Spoken to the beautiful Jamie about our upcoming retreat on the weekend, which is extremely exciting. And I know that I'll be going through beautiful changes myself as I facilitate. So today, I know that I've done it at a bizarre time, 10:30 in the morning. So I know that a lot of people won't be watching, sort of straight up, and that's okay. For those people that are watching, if you can please share this post, this video as it's actually going live, that would be really good. I'd really appreciate it. So I'm just going to say that a couple of times throughout the session. So if you can share this video, that would be great. I'd really appreciate it because it's an emotion that I feel that we are quite often stuck in, and that is fear. Fear for me comes from a lot of different backgrounds and what have you. So I'm just going to read out to you what what Wikipedia says fear actually is. So this is the definition by Wiki. Fear is a feeling induced by perceived danger or threat that occurs in certain types of organisms, which causes a change in metabolic and organ function and ultimately a change in behavior, such as fleeing, hiding, or freezing from perceived traumatic events. Fear in human beings may occur in response to a specific stimulus occurring in the present or in an anticipation of expectation of a future threat perceived as a risk to body or life. The fear response arises from the perception of danger leading to confrontation with, escaping from, avoiding the threat, also known as the fight or flight response, which in extreme cases of fear, horror and terror can be a freeze response or even paralysis. In humans and animals, fear is modulated by the process of cognition and learning. Thus, fear is judged as rational or appropriate and irrational or inappropriate. An irrational fear is called a phobia. So I just wanted to read out what fear, the definition of fear was in Wiki and what have you, and then sort of tell you about my fear and the fear that I've had in my life, and sort of what for me has then triggered the fight or flight response. And just also talking about, sort of I'm not going to go back, too much into fight, flight, trauma today, because that's, sort of something for later on. But I just wanted to share with you some fear that I've had in my life, and how I've then sort of, come through that. Hello, everybody. It's really beautiful for people to be joining me today. If you can please share this post, I'd really appreciate it. It's something that, sort of I'm really passionate about as an emotional healer and coach, and what have you. This is fear, I think, affects everyone's life. And however, we don't actually need to stay stuck in it. And so this is why today I wanted to talk about fear as an emotion and how it's affected me and what I've actually done about it. So that's what this video is about. So fear in me. I think fear for me started when I was very, very young, and, feeling lost, feeling that I didn't, sort of really belong, didn't really know, what was going on, and what have you. I think my, sort of one of my first fears was my uncles were playing around a pool and they were joking around. However, as a 4-year-old child, I actually fell in the water. Now, I've been growing up around, like actually that was my mum and dad's pool, and I was laying on the side of the pool. However, going down in the water as a 4-year-old child, it shocked me into the fear of, oh my God, I'm going to drown, I'm going to die. And so it kind of snapped in that trauma for me of I'm going to die. And when my uncle, swept me up and all that sort of stuff, I was coughing and spluttering and what have you. I actually didn't realise that that was such a significant fear in my life until I actually went through some processes 3 years ago to actually release fear and release like a lot of other anger or other emotions and what have you. And I actually realised that fear was, well, that one event when I was 4 years old had actually stayed with me, up until 3 years ago. What that did was it kept me into that state of that constant hyper alertness of being afraid. What's going to happen next? Is somebody going to push me? Is, am I going to fall? Am I going to drown? Am I going to die? So I was in fight or flight response. And so my body was in fight or flight response. And so I was constantly on this hyper alertness of going, what's next for me? Is something else going to happen? Am I in danger? So on and so forth. So, it just goes to show that something as simple as, one little thing that really isn't, too bad really, it stayed with me, up until about 3 years ago when I started to actually, delve into my emotions. So that's just one experience of, fear and how it locked the fight or flight response and locked it into my body. How did that then affect me as I was growing up? The lock of fight and flight. How it affected me was, I was, as I was saying before, I was constantly on hypersensitive alert of everyone that was around me, and it kept me really, not even focused. I became defocused on life because the fight or flight response was so stuck in here, in my mind, that I just felt stuck. I just literally felt stuck. What is fear as another emotion? So fear of the future is anxiety. So we now know, and it's like proven through, scientific fact and through psychologists and, and all that sort of stuff, psychiatrists, coaches, healers, that we now know that if we are stuck in fear, then we are anxious. And this is how it affected me in my life. My anxiety throughout my whole life, that fight or flight response, produced high concentration and high anxiety within me because I was constantly in fight or flight mode. And so, the anxiety, the fear, what's next, what's coming next, is there something next, is there not something next? And then what I learned was that not only was I fight or flight, and I was stuck in that fear state of fight and flight, and I was always scared of what was next. So the anxiety was huge, and I'll go into what the anxiety for me was about in a minute. I was then sort of like feeling really, really down. I was feeling really depressed because I was stuck in the fear of my past. I was stuck in that whole fight or flight in the frontal lobe of the brain. I was stuck in the fear of, remember how I said it's the hypersensitive alertness, but I was stuck in the knowing that something, feeling like something was going to happen, something bad was going to happen. So as I 3 years ago started releasing this fear and releasing the fight or flight, I started releasing my past and actually knowing that, I actually didn't have anything to be scared of because it was over. It was done. My past was over. I can't go back to it. I can't change it. So therefore, I have to, like, you know, sort of live for the now. And then I started realizing that the anxiety, which is fear of the future, was really keeping me stuck in that fear of what's next, constantly hypersensitive alertness of what's next. So if it came to an event that I was really looking forward to, you know, so for an example, I'll just use an example. I love going out with my friends. But for about 3 days before I went out with friends, when I was having this severe anxiety, hi Francine, when I was having this anxiety all the time, about 3 days before I actually, you know, sort of, I knew I was going out for tea, they were my very best friends, I started to get stomach disturbances. I started to get, you know, going into a bit of detail, I know, just chronic stomach aches. And the night before and the morning of going anywhere, the anxiety was so bad that I'd actually stopped myself from going because of the fear of what I was scared of happening. So that was my anxiety. So again, when I started delving into what fear meant to me and how to release the fear within me, I was no longer stuck in fear. So now it's about actually just going, okay, today's today. Today's, you know, whatever's going on today. I can't control what's going on today. I can't control what happened yesterday. I can't control what happened last year, the year before, whatever. So therefore, I'm not going to live in the fear of what happened before. And I'm most definitely, now that I know what fear is and I know what anxiety is, which is just fear of the future, I now don't, you know, necessarily, like, I don't have to fear what's coming tomorrow. Because do you know what is going to happen tomorrow? Going to wake up? Well, we're all going to wake up. Maybe. You know, so we're going to wake up. But do you actually know what's physically going to happen that day? No, you don't, because it's up to the universe. It's up to you to make that happen for that day. If you are stuck in the fear of, you know, being afraid of what's coming tomorrow, then you're actually losing today. You're losing what it means to be alive. You're losing, you know, what it means to actually see what's outside. Yeah, it's raining. Yeah, it's cold. But you know what? I don't know whether anyone else has noticed. I love cherry blossoms. And has anyone else noticed the cherry blossoms? Has anyone noticed the beautiful flowers that are flowering on the cherry blossom trees? They are full and they're beautiful. If you haven't noticed them, maybe you will after today. Maybe as you drive down, you know, sort of down the road, you may see the cherry blossom tree. What I'd really like to, you know, sort of ask of you today, and that is to actually, when you're driving places or walking places or going wherever, start to feel, when you see something beautiful, feel that emotion. It's about getting out of fear. Fear of something that hasn't even happened yet. Fear of something that you don't know is going to happen because you're stuck in it. You know, so how is it that, you know, sort of in the past, how has fear kept you stuck? How has fear of, you know, a certain situation, whether it's been past or whether it's present, you know, or whatever, how has fear stopped you from doing something that you wanted to do? So I'm going to give you another example. I have not taken my son, my 10-year-old son, to the Royal Adelaide show because for me it's about energy, and the energy of the Royal Adelaide show was really quite like yuck. And I'm, you know, sort of being the energy worker, I have a bit of trouble with that. But what it sort of like came down to, what I realised, they were talking about the Royal Adelaide show, and I'm like, oh wow, I really need to take my son this year. And you know what, sort of, I was sitting with and I was contemplating it, and I'm thinking, oh, do I really, like, should I really? And I'm like, yes, because I'm not afraid of the energy. I'm not afraid of what's going on. if we're constantly stuck in fear of what's coming or what's already done, and what have you, then we're really missing what's going on now. There's two stages of fear. There's the fear of, what I call the negative state of fear, which is constant hyper alertness, constantly being afraid of what's coming next, constantly afraid of like if somebody's going to hurt you, blah, 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 blah. And then there's natural fear, because fear is actually a natural emotion that we as human beings are meant to have, because fear actually helps us as well to be able to know and understand if we are in danger. The emotion of fear will stop us, and our intuition kicks in, the gut instinct kicks in and says, hey, you're in danger. That's a positive fear. You need to listen to it. Don't ever disregard a positive fear, because it is your gut instinct supporting you and actually helping you to actually know, hey, there's a dangerous situation here. Maybe you should back off, or what have you. So that's your intuition. That's your fear center, the positive fear actually kicking in and saving you or supporting you or whatever. So, what I'd like to know, and that is from you guys, those that are online today, and thank you so much for joining me. It means a lot to me. Again, if you can share this post, I would really love and enjoy that you have for me. Because I feel that as a world, we are stuck in fear. We are stuck in the fear of the unknown. So, I feel sorry for the Americans, because, they are constantly stuck in the fear of what Trump is going to do next. Well, what they're actually doing is they're missing today. They're missing the opportunities that may be right in front of them, but because they're so scared of what Trump's going to do, then they're actually, holding on to their life. So what I'd like to set today, and what I'd like for you to help me do today, and that is, what is an affirmation? What is something that you can set for yourself? And I'd really like for you to actually put it in the post here today. When you put an affirmation post online, other people see it, they read it, that energy goes out to the universe. So today, I'm going to start a positive thread, and I'm going to write it here. And I'm going to put it in, and I'd like you guys that are watching today, I'd like for you to do your positive affirmation under mine, because I'd really like to start setting the positive affirmation, send it out to universe, that we release fear. So today, I choose to release the fear of the unknown. I choose to release the fear of the unknown. So that's my positive affirmation today. I choose to release the fear of the unknown. I choose to be free. Thanks, Francine. I'd really like for you to start posting. If you're still on with me, please start posting your I choose statements or the I am statements. And now, as you do that, I'd like for you to join me. If you're healers, I'd like you to connect into the universal life force energy, into source energy. If you're not, then I'd just like for you to hold your hands over your heart with me. Close your eyes now and take some deep breaths. So just close your eyes, guys. We're going to just send some loving energy to the universe. And we're going to ask that we be free. Free from fear, the negative state of fear. Remembering, there's two states of fear, positive and a negative. It's the negative that we're going to release today. So just sit with yourself and sit with your heartbeat. This is your heartbeat. This is you. This is who you are. And just start to take some deep breaths in. Beautiful, Francine. I am choosing to only see with a positive heart. I love it. Keep them coming, guys. If you're on with me, please keep them coming. I really want to fill this thread. So just connect into yourself and just breathe into your heart. Connecting into source. For those people that are healers, you know how to do that. Just connect with the golden thread and connect into earth. And now I'd like for you to just connect into your heart centers and just see the beautiful pink flame or green flame, whichever you choose, into your heart. And as you feel that, you feel the warmth within your heart. Beautiful, Jamie. I choose to give love and I choose to give light and love in the present moment. I love that. Well done. Thank you. Thank you for sharing, for those people that are sharing. I love it. Maybe you can write them on your wall today, and so it really gets out to everyone on your page. So connect into that beautiful heart center and breathe into your heart center. Sending out those affirmations out into the universe. Starting to, for those people that have just joined in, I thank you. We're just connecting into to our heart center for those people that have joined. We're connecting into our heart center and we're doing a positive affirmation today of releasing the negative state of fear in the I choose statement. So I choose. So we've got some beautiful statements. I choose to be free. I am choosing to only see with a positive heart. I choose to give light and love in the present moment. I choose to love in every situation. Beautiful, Francine. I choose to send love to the world. I choose to send healing to those in the world that wish to receive it right now, that are feeling that deep fear within them. And may the fear be taken away for them. Maybe they spend some time in breathing in space. So I send healing to the world, and I send healing to those that are asking for healing no matter where they are in the world today. I send healing to the higher selves and the highest good of all. I send healing to each and every one of you that are on this page with me today. I thank you for being with me. I send healing to the waterways. I send healing to the planet and planets. There are many. I send healing to all life force. I send healing to the earth. I send healing to the sun and the moon. For those that are joining me now, I thank you. I'd like for you to just spend some time connecting into your heart center. Today we are releasing the negative state of fear by sending affirmations out to the world and sending healing. So for those that have just joined, I thank you. And I hope that you are open to receive the healing as I send my healing energy to you now, each and every one. My hands are going nuts, so I know that healing is being received. And I thank you for allowing me to do this. Narelle, Kerry, and Tony, we are writing affirmations in the I choose statement today. I choose to release, or I choose to be, or however you wish to do it. I'd really like to fill this thread with positivity of the I chooses. What do you choose for yourself today? Is it the state of anxiety? Is it a state of fear? Self-worth, self-doubt? They are all emotions that are attached to fear. Fear of the unknown. So just taking in some deep breaths and feeling this energy. Feeling this healing as we send it to the world. We send it to those that are in deep state of fear, in the negative state of fear. Remembering there is always a few states of fear. The positive state of fear, where it keeps us safe, that is your intuition. That keeps you in the state of the higher self. It's beautiful. But the state of the negative fear, of doubt, self-worth, or the lack of self-worth, anxiety, depression. It's all about fear. And today I send healing to each and every one that wishes to receive this healing energy today to help and support you in your I choose statements. Just taking in some deep breaths now, and for those that are have connected into universe, just rub your hands together and disconnect. Thank you so much for joining me in that healing. I really appreciate, I know that I feel like I've received the healing today, so I thank each and every one of you for sending me love, and I'm sending you guys love as well. So this is, this is an emotion that I really feel that, a lot of people are stuck in the negative state of fear. And again, just this is my opinion, this is my point of view, and I know that not everyone is going to everyone's perception of fear is going to be completely different, and I accept that this is my perception of fear and how the fear has affected me in my life, right from, as I said, from the age of 4, and then lots of other events. And how I have, dealt with fear, how fear has kept me trapped in my past. But, now, I look at the present moment of what am I enjoying now? I'm enjoying those cherry blossoms that are out in that, out in the streets at the moment. They are just absolutely full. And the cherry blossom for me, it symbolizes life, it symbolizes beauty, it symbolizes a really positive emotion. So what I would really love for you to do today, and that is keep your positive threads going in this post. I would really love to see them. Share this video on your page if you can, please. I'd really appreciate it. And also to just a little task for you all today. If you're feeling fear at all, just maybe jot down what you're actually feeling fearful about. Sometimes actually verbalizing your fear, what it's actually able to do is you're being able to actually release it, you're being able to see it, and then you're able to actually release it and deal with it. If we are kept in fear, we're kept in fight or flight mode, and we're this hypersensitive, like I was talking about at the beginning of the video, and what have you. It really, the hypersensitivity of fight or flight really did not serve me well. And doing what I do, I see it all the time where people are stuck in fight or flight. You actually don't have to be there anymore, guys. There are means and there are ways to actually release fight or flight, and releasing fear as well. So I am going to go and do some meditation for myself now and enjoy my day. Go outside, and yes, it's cold, but I'm going to go and enjoy those cherry blossoms because, my goodness, they make my heart sing. So I'd love to know what makes your heart sing today. What is it outside that you really enjoy? So, guys, I thank you so much for watching, and I wish each and every one of you a fantastic day. See ya. Bye for now. Mwah. Much love.